Hello, everyone out there, and thank you for stopping by. This is Ed Trumnell. I'm broadcasting to you from Cincinnati, Ohio, which is a very cold place right now. And as I speak to you, they're forecasting a historic snowstorm that's supposed to cover like half the country. And the snow totals that they're forecasting are just ridiculous. And I don't even want to think about it. I certainly hope that they have misforecasted. But it got me thinking about snowstorms gone by, historic snowstorms gone by. And I remember when I was a kid, the old timers here in Cincinnati, Ohio, used to talk about the great historic Ohio River flood of 1937 and how that disrupted things and so on. I obviously was not around for that, but I do remember, and a lot of you who are a certain age may remember, the blizzard years of the winters of 1976 to 1977 and 1977 to 1978. And these were indeed some very severe winters. I'm going to talk about a few specifics here in just a moment, but let's set the context first. At that time, Jimmy Carter was president, and we had the energy crises. We also the U.S. economy was not doing very good. This was kind of a period of so-called malaise. Uh, Vietnam was still very much in living memory, although I did not remember it. I was born in 1968, so it was pretty much wrapping up by the time I was old enough to pay attention to events. But I was aware that was out there, and I was certainly aware of the energy crisis and the economic issues. And I remember President Carter at one point, to conserve energy during those especially cold winters, famously advised us to wear sweaters. But it was really bad. So during both of those years, the thing that I remember was being off school for just days, and sometimes it seemed like weeks at a time. Those that corresponded to the third and the fourth grade for me, and there were during those two winters, it just seemed like I didn't go to school at all. There was also one thing that happened during January of 1977. The Ohio River froze solid, and which is a really unusual thing, and it froze to the point where people could actually drive across it. Now, in 1977, I was 9 years old, so obviously wasn't driving a car. My parents weren't quite adventurous enough to do that, but I've talked to a friend of mine who is about 10 years older than me, who was home from the Army at that time, and he recalled just driving his car across the Ohio River. And if you got onto YouTube and search for that, you'll see videos of news broadcasts from the time, people driving across the Ohio River. It was just amazing. Now, when you're older, and you have to worry about things like keeping the furnace running and the heating bills and so on, and keeping the refrigerator stocked, all the stuff that goes along with preparations. A snowstorm is generally not a welcome event. It's something that you would prefer just to not have at all. But when you're a kid, it's great fun. And my memories of the blizzard years of 76 to 78 were good years. I would, like I said, I was off school. My grandparents lived nearby, and I remember spending a lot of time with my grandfather in particular during those years. He was a World War II veteran. I was just starting to get interested in history, and he would tell me about some of his adventures, during those years. And it was a good memory for me. I have nothing but good, but it wasn't such a good memory for the adults. And it's interesting how we change perspective on these things as we get older. What can be really pleasurable to us when we're kids can be not such a great thing as we get older. So maybe we need to think in terms of changing our perspective a little bit. Something to think about. So I'm going to kind of wrap it up there. If you're interested in just a quick little pitch on the latest book, No Sure Thing, a Gen X coming of age tale set in 1988. If you're interested in digging into a little more nostalgia from the Gen X years, this one is set in the 80s, not in the 70s. But check that out. I'll leave a link below in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. And if you are in a part of the country where the big snowstorm of late January 2026 is supposed to hit, I hope you have a safe weekend, and I hope that the weather forecasts are wrong. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you again soon.